Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about field effect transistor. In previous classes we studied about bipolar junction transistor. Bipolar junction transistor is a three-terminal device which is a current control device. That means in a BJT IC is the output current and IB is the input current. The first figure shows the BJT, and in this we can write IC equal to beta IB. We all know the general equation IC equal to beta IB. That means the output current is a function of input current. That's why we call BJT as a current controlled device. But FET is a voltage controlled device. FET is also a three-terminal device in which output current is controlled by the input voltage. So FET is a voltage controlled device. So we can write BJT as a current controlled device, whereas FET is a voltage controlled device. FET is a voltage controlled device. BJT is a bipolar transistor. Bipolar means current flow is due to both majority carriers and minority carriers. But FET is a unipolar device. So we can write BJT is a bipolar device because the current flow is due to both majority carriers and minority carriers. But FET is a unipolar device. In FET, only majority carriers are present. The majority carriers helps in current flow. These are the main differences between BJT and FET. BJT and FET applications are almost similar, but BJT has some disadvantages. They are: BJT has low input impedance and it has considerable noise level. Noise level is mainly due to minority carriers. These disadvantages are overcome by the field effect transistor. In short, we call a field effect transistor as FET. FET has high input impedance and low noise level than ordinary transistor. Ordinary transistor means bipolar junction transistor. It has high input impedance and low noise level. Low noise level is mainly due to the here only majority carriers are present in an FET. There is no minority carriers. That's why here noise level is also reduced. It has high input impedance. This advantage of FET is utilized for the IC fabrication process. So the disadvantages of BJT are low input impedance and considerable noise level. These are overcome by the field effect transistor. So field effect transistor has high input impedance and low noise level. So next one is the field effect transistor, which is a three-terminal device and it is a voltage control device. Here the output current is the function of the voltage applied to the input. FET is also called a unipolar transistor because current flow is due to only majority carriers. The main applications of field effect transistors are amplifier and switching devices. These are the applications of BJT also. Applications of BJT and FET is almost similar. Here, next one is the classification of field effect transistor. Field effect transistor can be classified into two. Mainly, they are junction field effect transistor and metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. The field effect transistor means here the electric field control the current. That's why we call the field effect transistor. The types of field effect transistors are junction field effect transistor and metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. The junction field effect transistor can be classified into two. They are N channel and P channel. N channel and P channel. JFET can be classified into N channel and P channel. Next classification is the metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor or MOSFET. MOSFET can be classified into two types. They are D-type MOSFET. D-type MOSFETs means depletion type MOSFET. D MOSFET main classification are D MOSFET and E MOSFET. E MOSFET means enhancement MOSFET. So MOSFET can be classified into two. They are D MOSFET and E MOSFET. D means depletion type MOSFET and enhancement type MOSFET. Depletion type MOSFET can again classified into N channel and P channel. N channel and P channel. The enhancement type MOSFET can be classified into N channel and P channel. These are the classifications of MOSFET, N channel and P channel. Next one is the junction field effect transistor. Here we are going to explain in detail about the junction field effect transistor. Based upon the structure of junction field effect transistor, it can be divided into mainly two types. They are N-channel JFET and P-channel JFET. In N-channel JFET, the channel is made up of N-type semiconductor, while in P-channel JFET, the channel is made up of P-type semiconductor. Each JFET has three terminals. In common, they are drain, gate and source. In the construction of junction field effect transistor, this figure shows first one is the P channel JFET. First one is P channel JFET and second one is N channel JFET. N channel JFET, and these are the symbols of P channel and N channel. So in P channel JFET, the channel is P-type. Here the channel is a semiconductor bar sandwiched between two heavily doped P-type, N-type regions. These N-type regions are called gate. The two ends of the channel are connected to a terminal called drain and source. So in a P-channel JFET, the channel is made up of P-type semiconductor bar and it is sandwiched between two heavily doped N-type regions, which is called a gate. These two N-type regions are interconnected internally and in outside a terminal is taken, which we call it as gate terminal. These are the main terminals of a JFET. And in second one is the N-channel JFET. In N-channel JFET, channel is N-type semiconductor, which is sandwiched between or embedded between two heavily doped P-type semiconductor bar. We call these heavily doped P-type semiconductor bar as gate, and these gate are internally interconnected and by a terminal taken outside, and that terminal is called a gate terminal. The two ends of the channel is called drain and source. In the symbol of P channel and N channel, the arrow direction indicating outside from the P channel and the arrow indicate the direction inside to the channel, which is called the N channel. And these are the main difference between P channel and N channel symbol representation. In P channel, the arrow pointing outwards, while in N channel, the arrow pointing inwards. Next one is the drain is a terminal through which majority carriers leave from the channel, and source is a terminal through which majority carriers enter into the channel. Gate is a terminal where two internally connected heavily doped regions that create the p-n junction. The heavily doped semiconductor bar are internally connected, and that create two p-n junctions. And next one is the channel. Channel is a region between source and drain and is sandwiched between two gates. The terminal at both ends of the channel is called drain and source. In N-channel JFET, N-type semiconductor bar with the two P-type heavily doped region on opposite sides of the middle part. The two P-type region form two PN junctions, and in N-channel JFET, the current carrying is mainly due to the majority carriers. Here the majority carriers are electron. While in P-channel JFET, the construction is similar to N-channel JFET, but the difference is it consists of P-channel and the gate regions are made by N-type semiconductor bar. Here the majority carriers are holes, so the current carrying is mainly due to majority carriers. Next one is the JFET biasing. Biasing means method of applying the external supply voltage. In the case of N-channel JFET, P-type gate and N-type channel constitute the PN junction. For a JFET operation, normal operation of the JFET, the PN junction must be reverse biased. When we reverse bias the PN junction for the normal operation of JFET operation, it provides very high input impedance because the gate we are giving input to the gate terminal, and in the gate terminal reverse biasing is provided, and this due to this reverse biasing very high input impedance is occur at the gate terminal. This very high input impedance is the main advantage of JFET. Reverse bias is applied by the voltage between gate and source. When voltage between the gate and source is zero, depletion region is symmetrical around the junction. In this figure, a gate voltage or the reverse voltage is applied between the gate and the source terminal. When a voltage is applied between the terminals, depletion regions are formed. Here the depletion regions are formed in equal. When VGG or the voltage applied at the gate terminal is zero, the depletion region is symmetrical around the junction, and due to this conductivity is zero because there are no mobile charge carriers. Here the conductivity is zero. We can apply reverse bias voltage to the JFET in one more method also. That is, we can apply the voltage across drain and source terminal. Here we applied the voltage in reverse bias. In an N-channel JFET, we can apply positive voltage at drain for reverse biasing the JFET. When a positive voltage at drain is given, current flow through the N-channel. We call this current as drain current. This drain current causes voltage drop across channel resistance. This N-channel or this channel has some particular resistance which has the effect of reverse biasing the gate to source junction. In this figure, the channel has resistance RA and RB. RA is the resistance of the channel near the drain region, and RB is the resistance of channel near source region. Both these resistors are variable type. That means based on the voltage, these resistance can vary. And the drain current causes voltage drop across channel resistance, which has the effect of reverse biasing the gate to source junction. Depletion region formed within this channel is not symmetrical around the gate to source junction because the voltage drop is different. That's why depletion region formed within the channel is not symmetrical. Depletion region extend more deeper into channel near the drain terminal and less on the source terminal. And voltage drop across RA is greater because depletion region extend more into channel near the drain terminal, and the voltage drop across RA is greater than RB. Due to this, reverse bias voltage is higher near the drain end of the channel as compared to source end. In this way, we can provide the reverse bias voltage to the JFET for its operation. The channel width and channel resistance can be controlled by varying the gate voltage, thereby controlling the amount of drain current. That means we can control the amount of drain current. When we give the supply voltage to drain terminal, there starts flow of drain current. We can control this drain current by varying the gate voltage. That means by varying the input voltage at the gate terminal. These varying gate voltage can change or control the channel width and channel resistance. Due to channel width and channel resistance, depletion width of the channel also varies. Due to the variation in depletion width, channel current can also varies. So, channel width and channel resistance can be controlled by varying gate voltage, thereby controlling the amount of drain current. This is the construction of FET and biasing of the FET. So in this video, we explain the field effect transistor, types of FETs, and next one is the construction of junction field effect transistor, and then the biasing of the junction field effect transistor are explained in this video. That's all in this video. Thank you.